know I go and then they must do shot and I jump up. We under the influence. Nothing no wrong, nothing no wrong, I want to run where you're from.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the room. Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody's doing fine. Another brand new one coming down from Dash. It's called The Passport, exclusively on Power 95. You're not going to hear this one anywhere else yet. But all for now, exclusively to Power 95. So get used, get familiar with another brand new one called Passport. Listen, let me talk today. Let me just talk today respectfully, of course. You know how we do it here. I missed you all yesterday. I really did, because I was following protocol yesterday, you know, in business mode, professional mode. Me even watched all day yesterday. I even know who was here, who wasn't here. After I went back and I saw you all were definitely here. You all showed up for me as per usual. Thank you so much to the usual suspects for coming in. I see one try to bung away, but thank you so much, Debbie. Yeah, I see you pull her in early o'clock. You're in. Good. So Debbie's like the mother of the room. Get the tall one in check. I was like, I wanted to laugh so hard, but I couldn't because I was not controlling the cameras yesterday. And I really wanted to, but they were switching back and forth so quickly. I had to hide it hard when I saw you pull in Miss like how you pull out Pepsi. Yeah, you pull out Jackie yesterday. She was trying, but you pulled her. You had her under control. Thanks so much, Debbie Crony. Shante, good morning. Morning, Betty Ann. Good morning, Marianne. Good morning, Jennifer. Rita. Good morning, Shante. Salvan said to stop tagging him, so stop tagging him, please. Morning, Island Daddy. Morning, everybody. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Pepsi Cola. Was she going to this Pepsi Cola? I thought she had some kind of funny football name. Anyway, Naya, good morning. Yeah, I see you doing a lot on my platform. And I understand. We'll talk about that this morning. That's, as you can see, is the topic this morning. And I would like to get, if you guys can participate. Let's hear your views, your thoughts on it, yeah? Blake Carrington, what up, my brother? Hope all is good. Look out for the thing today. I have to check, but look out for it today. Janique, good morning. Good morning, Melvin Brown. What's up, my brother? Good morning, Anushka. Side pieces, yes. Morning, GH, Jayla Board. Crony, I did say good morning yesterday. I said good morning to everybody on the live. Good morning. I did not individually single you guys out. It's the same thing, single and individual. But anywho's, I said good morning. You have to understand time and place. You're big on time and place. Time and place. Time and place. Morning, Valerie. Morning, Alicia. I just started bringing him back again, and we sit down here and talk for the whole morning and me bothering with all you know. Because the PMC anytime already just calling me coming right back. So tread cautiously in this year of 2024 as we're about to embrace the carnival season fully, as I was saying. DJ Papadessa, go big up J.A. Good morning from the other side. How she reach on this J.A. Mark block you or something? You get blocked? How she reach on this profile? Morning, Roxanne. Morning, Carol, Jay, Pamela. Good morning, Andre. No, Pepsi. They give me no message to give you. Go up, King. Big up. From Annapolis. Where is that? Greece or somewhere? Where is Annapolis? Go off, King. Akeem, good morning and thank you so much. Morning, Della, Calbert, VI checking in. Deactivate. Yeah, you should, because you'll be doing too much on that profile. Morning, Doobie. Anyways, yeah, I'll take a little bit of dash and let me jump in the conversation one time. Good morning, Kizzy. Yeah, I want people in Boxer to bring down. Hey, Lion, when you're coming down, I need to know these things. It's important. Jackie don't want people in boxer. Anyway, y'all, let me pay respect to Dash and do this properly without talking for the next 8. Alright, let me give it about, it's 2 minutes. 2 minutes 40. It's not a long song. Listen to the song and then we come back and talk.
Try to understand how I go and tell them a school shot and I jump up. We under the influence. Nothing around, nothing around. I want to rep where you're from. If you love that place in your heart, activate on the flag. Represent the past, push up their colors. Show up and down as if you don't have a flag. You can't enter the mass, you can't enter the mass. Your walk is your passport, your rank is your passport. Without that all they can't do. Your flag is your passport, your rank is your passport. Without that all they can't do. What's my shop on the mass road? People start to jump up and get on wide. Watch how we jumping up to another one. Wide. Wide. Watch how we jumping up to another one. This is the time.
So come on now.
Represent where all you're from. Represent where all you're from.
Imagine you're in France and you have to represent your flag. All you.
Send them up like a mortar. We don't get the order. Represent where all you're from. 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 Send them up like a mortar. We don't get the order. This is the time. You rush out those and for the fact you forget your rag. You could forget your flag. You could forget your flag. Then you check your phone, you see it's a WhatsApp for your call. They look for the fetch to get your mask and you're falling down. Come to check to see where you're passing it. You see everybody have a headshot, get it to sell me it. I can't use the mask, drive and take a shortcut. Hand over your passport, drop me in the mask. Your walk is your passport, your rank is your passport. Without that all they can't do. Your flag is your passport, your rank is your passport. Without that all they can't do. Watch the shop on the mask, people start to jump up and get on wide. Watch how we jumping up to another one. Wide. I say, wide. Watch how we jumping up to another one. This is the time. Represent where all you're from.
It's tough. The flag is my passport. It's tough.
Represent where all you're from.
Oh yeah. It's tough. It's close. It's tight. Well, Jalen didn't drop his yet. We still have some more to come. But for now, the powering. Looks like it's going to be a powerful Soca Monarch, that I can say. Anyways, so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's talk. Let me put my music down a little bit. And I want you guys to send me voice notes so you can call and share your views. We all see what's going on social media, of course. Yesterday, when the press release dropped, social media was like a firestorm with different opinions, different thoughts on the Spice Mask Corporation outlined as they outlined the event requirements and guidelines with carnival event promoters. And I just want to ask this one question, and I find the artists, they're kind of silent on the issue, not saying much as usual, and we, the fans and well-wishers, pretty much speaking up. I think I saw Dingan post something to do with it. I haven't seen anybody else, artists, saying anything else. I've seen one other person in the promotion business speaking up on it. But I wanted to know, prior to this this information hitting the public, did the artists and promoters, did you have any sort of conversation or discussions regarding this prior, or was it on the day when everything was finalized that you got the information, like how we got it? That is what I'd like to know. If you were aware of it before, or you just waking up to this now. Because I may not get any popular votes for this, but I kind of see both sides. Both sides has merit, but y'all know I'm big on time and place, right? And I just feel like something like that. And I'm going to play it for those who missed the Prime Minister's response to when I asked him the question yesterday. I'm big on time and place, and I just feel like sometimes time is important. And to me, something like this could be, okay, this is what we're planning for next year. This is what we are going to implement next year. So everybody, sort out your sort outs, get your acts together, prepare yourselves. As of 2025, this is what we are going to implement, right? Let me go on record to say, I, for one, I really don't have an issue with wanting more of our local artists because, like I said, I can see it from both sides. Because on one hand, you know, we always say, oh, too much foreigners in the thing, whether it's DJs, whether it's artists, too much foreigners. We want more local. And then when we get more local, it's not fair. And let me say this. I don't say things for, like I said, to get popular votes or for likes or what have you. But you know what I realized a lot of the times? We kind of defend certain things based on, and I saw somebody post something like, I can't remember who, but a lot of the times we post things based on politics and not logics. Politics has a way of like getting involved in everything. Like, politics doesn't have a time and place either. It's like we incorporated into everything. Depending on who we are, who we support, everything across the board will be wrong. Every single thing will be wrong. And as someone who supports Grenadian artists, and there are some of you making a lot of noise, and sometimes when there are local events, they don't show up. For the Jeffersons, for the Sabrinas, for the Tamara Songbird, situation events like these promoting, they will have their own local events and a lot don't show up to support. But in the same vein, confusion. And I don't like the term local artist. It's something I used to use, and I have to thank Pierre for that, who said, you know what, we need to stop calling artists local artists. Either call them Grenadian superstars or just say artists and stop putting that term local to them, making it seem as though, okay, well, they're only good here, but they can't be anywhere else, like local. So let's just say our artists or Grenadian superstars. Yeah, let's just say our Grenadian superstars or just artists. And I saw my friend posted this, and I want to quote it. And he says, as someone who supports Grenadian artists in various tangible ways, it pains me to hear the term local artist. If I was an artist, I wouldn't use that term to describe myself, as it diminishes my potential. The world is a global market where all artists compete for streams, views, and bookings. From your release a song, you are competing with top artists like the Burna Boys, the Kest, The Voice, etc. And if you can't keep up, consider another career and perform in hotels and karaoke to satisfy your passion. In a free market, the best artist wins. Promoters won't book you just to support local talent. You must deliver and drive ticket sales. And I've said this before, and I think it was on Monday I started the conversation. And it was to do with our artists not making themselves marketable enough. Because I'm sure we can count on one hand the amount of artists who regularly get bookings in other countries. Let's not be hypocritical about it. We can literally check on one hand. I don't even have to call their names. We already know who they are. On one hand, we can check the amount of artists who get bookings outside of Grenada. So my question is, even though we've implemented this rule, will that change in terms of our promoters putting said artists on their stage? Because the same applies to the carnival season. What you find, you have the same crop of either popular artists, or you have the new ones that you would see on stage. They have to their song have to be like hitting the airwaves, have to be playing in the feds. It's like the song. Like, what's his name last year? In Milan. What's the name of the farmer? Robulus. Like Robulus. Robulus is not a popular artist. I mean, he's been singing for some time, but he's not a popular artist that you see on stage every season. As a matter of fact, look, I didn't even see a song from Robulus yet, and Robulus was deep, like, Robulus was in Fete last year. Right? So, even though you want to support artists, a lot of the times you find said promoters booking the same crop of artists. And 99% of the time when you go to carnival events, you see the same set of artists, right? And I've heard people often say, hey, we go for the local artists. You know, the international ones, they add to it, but for the most time, it's the local ones, our artists that mashing up a fete, our artists that, you know, making, sometimes the foreign or original or whatever, when they come, you just stand up there looking at them. I've seen it with my own two eyes. And the minute time a Boise hit the stage, it's like the whole fete transform. The time a Wasways or a Dash or whoever hits the stage, the whole place transform. So I'm kind of torn on this, because yes, while we want to go total local, we still have a lot of work to do to make it enticing. And like I said, I started the conversation on Monday, which is appearance. It might not seem like a big deal to you, but when you take into account how our regional counterparts or artists present themselves on stage, and sometimes you look at our own artists, it's like chalk and cheese. It's like very little effort is placed. And to me, image is part of the package. And I spoke about on Monday asking for something as simple as a photo to put on a flyer to promote an event that they are participating in. And they're telling you, go on their YouTube, go on their IG, or go on their Facebook and see what you find. And a lot of the times they aren't professional pictures. It's just a picture they might be in an event, or a picture somebody take of them and the background noisy, other people in the background, clothes hanging in the boxers, waving in the breeze, and all kind of funny pictures. So to ask for a photo and get a professional photo is very rare. Very, very rare you get a photo that speaks of quality and I'm serious about what I'm doing. You don't get it. So that is something, plus management. Artists are pretty much cheap cook, bottle washer, they do their own thing. And they don't have somebody who's responsible for dressing them, getting their outfits together, or marketing them properly. But so there's a lot of work to me we have to do first before we take a hard and fast rule on certain things. And that to me is one of them. Making sure artists understand their worth, their value. You heard it from the Prime Minister yesterday when booking some of the artists compared to our artists compared to regional artists, and the price that they ask for sometimes is, you have to ask, okay, well, what's wrong here? Aren't you seeing your own value? Don't you understand your worth? Because if every artist were to take a stand and say, listen, for every event, I have a catalog surpassing 20 songs. I'm not charging less than 5,000 US or 1,000 US. And it's across the board. And sticking to that, no promoter is going to have an event because you don't have an artist. But when one artist saying, give me 200, another artist saying, give me 300, another artist saying, give me 500, another one saying, give me a thing, give me something, just give me a change, man. There's a lot that we need to take seriously about your craft. You can't just get up. Officially the other day, but some got wind of it. The meeting was last week. Okay, so the meeting was last week. Look at Flint. Shamira Morning. When Flint come in her event, Flint dress here, Flint here on flick. Flint edges always laid. A nice little bun, always tight. and he dressed. I don't want to start calling names, but there's a handful of artists you can say, yes, really, really takes this thing seriously. Where is, when he had to come here, he ain't come here. But I'd really love to hear from the artists how they feel about it. Because like I said, I can see from both sides. I can see from Spice Mars' point of view, and I can see from the promoter's point of view. Someone said this, sent this to me. Let me see if I can, let me I saw somebody wrote this one and they said, is this a business or charity? When you have an influx of regional acts in your country, this attracts promoters, music execs, influencers, patrons, etc. to your island. Trinidad Carnival basically flopped this year, so it's a great time for us to capitalize on this. Hate it or love it, the foreign acts play a major role in the attractiveness of our carnival for many, especially the foreigners. And the spin-off effect is our locals receive recognition of talent. We need about 10 Mr. Killers to make this bold move right now. Aren't the local acts learning from the foreign acts also? Back to the question about charity or business. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
All right. Well, my opinions are not generally very popular, but I will say them anyway. I believe that I saw somebody put up a post on Facebook yesterday, and I want to quote a little part from that post where a former principal of the Anglican High School once said, I think it was Brenda Batiste who put it up, intention never went to jail. People go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my grandmother always told me the road to hell is paved with good intention. So you big on your sense, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a few salient points I want to add to this conversation. One, I first of all think that we are at this juncture because the composition of the Spice Mars board is missing someone from the side of the promoters. And I'll tell you why I say that. When Carnival is launched in April, generally, the people who take this launch from April into August are by and large the promoters. Nobody can tell me at any one in any one year where Spice Mars, outside of the culmination of Carnival and the judging of the Calypso tents, nobody can tell me that Spice Mars put on 4 and 5 events between April and August. So the promoters are the ones who carry the build-up to this festival that culminates on that long weekend. And these promoters are not represented on the SMC board. And I say that from a position of knowledge because I sat on that board. Now, while you may have somebody representing the business community who, for all intent and purposes, according to the SMC, represents the promoters as well, that is not a representation for the promoters. Because if you are going to carry this event in its magnitude as the promoters would carry it normally, they need to be properly represented by themselves. And I make no apologies for saying that. If that had happened, then it would have been an understanding and a clear understanding as to, listen, this is the route we are going, and this is how we want to go, and there would have been no need to put out something in writing that can cause us heartache in the future. Why do I say heartache in the future? Let me tell you why I say this. Trinidad has 1.5 million people. Trinidad doesn't need Grenada to come to their carnival. Barbados has almost 500,000 people. They do not need Grenadians to come to crop over. Jamaica is in the millions. What has made Grenada's carnival the talk of the town here referring to the talk of the Caribbean, is when people from around the region come to Grenada to enjoy this spectacle that we call Spice Mars, and more so a Juve that everybody speaks about. But we've been having the Juve for years right here in Grenada, and nobody's been beaten up about it. But now that foreigners start to come in, and we start to open up the door more, then you find the conversation start to go a little further than Grenada. Mm-hmm. And the point is, our artists then have to go to these countries to earn their daily bread because they can't make the money here in Grenada that they want to make. So now they require on linking with the promoters, fellow promoters in Trinidad and organizers to get into the Firefet, License Fet, Army Fet, UE Fet, this Fet, that Fet, Fet after Fet after Fet. They depend on the promoters out of Barbados and the US and so and so and so. Now, when you make a pronouncement like you would have made in writing, I don't think that we understand we're mashing we corn here, we're mashing other people's corn. So we have to be careful. So while the intention, I could understand the position of the Spice Mart based on their intention, but the road to hell was paved with good intentions, and intention don't go in Richmond Hill.
Gotcha.
People go up there.
Gotcha.
So what needs to happen is that this policy needs to happen between August and April. First of all, the outlining of this policy and the presenting of this policy and the discussion for this policy and then the implementation of this policy needs to happen between August and April. And then what we do between April and August is where we're going. But we can't do April to August things between August and April. We're getting it warped. No, there's a lot more I would say, but I would leave it here for now.
Makes a lot of sense. Thanks so much.
All right.
Good contribution. Yeah, so like I said, let's have a mature conversation. So no disrespect, no, where you yourself and I need you. Hold on, let me see if I get this one self. Right, fail. Like this one, yeah. Feel free to, Eli Moss.
Jesus is my only one.
Why I have to call you Eli Moss?
Only one.
Huh?
How you doing? How you doing? Good morning, darling.
I am fantastic. Why I have to call you?
Why? What happened?
Exactly my question. Why I have to call you? A situation like this is supposed to be in front line. Why am I have to call you?
Send a message for what you think. I'm busy. I don't listen nothing. I don't see nothing. You send a message?
Yes, I sent a message. And you've been tagged several
no.
times. We wanted to get your take on the two artists rule.
I don't even I didn't even see nothing. I wasn't on Facebook for the moment. I'm busy working here. I just pull up here.
Okay.
The two artists?
Yes, implemented by the Spice Mars, the two artist rule. What's your take on it?
Let me speak
As
my
an
mind
artist. Mm-hmm.
I speak in my mind as an artist and as a man that know Grenada and I know the business.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I heard that 3 months ago or 2 months ago before he announced no. I tell you the honest truth. I heard it from inside it. Somebody inside it mentioned it to me.
Okay, Spilai Moss.
The only person I called and I told was my good friend in Grenville. You know who is my good friend?
Mm-hmm.
And we discussed it. Let me tell you the honest truth. Grenada have a foreign mentality. I've been honest with you. Grenada have a foreign mentality when coming to shows. The only show in Grenada does have 8,000 and 9,000 people without foreigners is Juve in July. Straight up. Who following Carnival will tell you that. All them other shows, for you to have the 8 and the 9, 10,000.
And Soca Monarch.
And Soca Monarch. Well, you know Soca Monarch is a national event.
I know.
The only other shows is foreigners. We have a foreign mentality. The people like the foreigners. The locals just mash up the feds. The locals just do a good job, but because of our mentality, the foreigners, bring out the people. Right? I know it's a ticklish situation. It would not be well received by the people. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What I know is that promoters just book artists months before. Because remember, Grenada Carnival also carry banner around Antigua, so they start to book them all so they don't take the bookings to other places. Because artists operate first come, first serve.
Okay, there's a lot going on around this time.
Right. So if a promoter had booked, for example, Bondry 4 or 5 months ago, and then he gets a news like that and he had to drop Bondry, he losing that down payment.
Well, according to
Right?
during my interview with the Prime Minister yesterday, when I asked about that, he says, once you could provide proof that you book said artists before the time it was announced, I guess something agreement can be can be arrived at if you can provide whether
As-
contracts or whatever to prove that you booked this person way before.
Yeah, I saw the interview. I didn't hear that part. But the other part of it, if I would like for the people to come out in the 8, 9, 10,000 and support, if we have only 2 artists and locals, and then the locals to get more money, it's nothing wrong with that. I'm a local artist. I would like for the paycheck, to go up. But I telling you, Grenada have a foreign mentality. I don't know they don't say, boy, Specky, you want lava and them, that make show nice. And you want Boise and them, and you want Terra and them, and you want Wolf Toys and them that mash up the place. You put us together, the 8, 9,000 them coming out. And reality is reality. Besides Sukamona, reality is real, and promoters will tell you that. So it's a tickling situation, and I wouldn't sit down here and say I'm not for locals getting better treatment and everything. I would never say that. I would like for that to happen. But because I know how we are. Do you understand what I now tell you, Arona?
Yes,
do
yes.
Do I explain myself?
Yeah,
Because
I
I know how we are. It does happen. Every year I'm performing in white in the moonlight. I just do the white fete, I just do the biggest white in town. Every year, and I just watch the audience. The year before, we had the one from Jamaica. I think Skank or something is in it. Yeah. You can get room to pass in Moonlight City. Last year, we had Bungie and them there, and the numbers wasn't there when the Jamaican artist was there. I've been honest with you, I just perform on all them shows, and I just monitor. Yeah, I just monitor. So most time they put us by ourselves, the 8, 9,000 do coming out. They do come. Besides Soca Monarch, and as I tell you, Golden Show, Juve in July, they say they have the 8, 9, 10,000 without foreigners because of the concept of the show.
All right,
So that's the best. That's the best I could answer you. It's a ticklish situation.
Gotcha.
And I would like for locals to get more work. I would like for the paycheck to go up. I will love that. I will never sit down here and say, oh, no, don't think local. But the people have to come out for that to happen.
I got you. Thanks so much, Alimas. Appreciate you.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Caller on the line. Good morning.
Morning, Aruna.
Hi.
I am looking at that from a different angle. First and foremost, the time now is late, but people express all of that already, so I'm not going to repeat that about bookings and all the and one because I know a thing or two about that. Second, how does that go with free movements of labor? When you tell it, how does that have any effect? The CARICOM free market area, does that have any effect on it? We have to look at that carefully. Thirdly, my other one, if Trinidad, Barbados, wherever, St. Vincent, think that we are restricting the artists from coming together, limiting, that is a word instead of restricting, limiting artists from coming together. How does it affect our artists from going to, Trinidad, Barbados, St. Vincent, etc.? Reciprocal. Suppose they decide, okay, you want to limit us, we limiting you too. How does this affect the Vaughan and Kill and them who make more of the money outside of Grenada than in Grenada? We have a small market. I have no problem with local. I believe, mind you, that local should get same money as be the Bungie or the whatever when our local artists should get. I'm fairly close to them because, believe you me, these fellas have a bigger calling card than our at least artists for the most part. But I am not for or against. I love to see our local artists get as good. I think they are quite as good as anybody anywhere else. And my worry is more the, how do we call it? Is it the political point of it? How does it affect the CARICOM free market? How does it affect our artists going out and so?
Gotcha.
Again, there is an angle I am looking at it from and not just the local thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good points indeed. Good points. I saw someone made a comment, and I think I sort of touched it earlier on regarding, artists and promoters paying more. Now, a promoter putting on an event, right? And he's looking to book you for his event. So, if you say to the promoter asks, what's your price? And you say to a promoter, $500. Then promoter goes to a next artist, let's say a Voice, and Voice says $10,000. At the end of the day, he pays what you say. Now, if you're an artist, and like I said, you have a good catalog of music, you know that you have a good following, and you're pricing yourself and not understanding your value, I really can't blame promoter. And a lot of the times you have to stand your ground. This is your brand. And what happens is the love of money, and sometimes just to be on a stage, y'all accept anything and wouldn't say, you know what, maybe this is not my time yet. This is my price. And that is why I continue to love Vaughn and Mr. Killer. And I make no apologies for saying that. Their price is their price. You can afford me? Hey, you can't afford me? Then I guess you can find somebody else for the $500 that you have allocated as a promoter for a Grenadian artist. So it's time that artists start. And the thing about it is, again, there is no unity. Everybody's all man for himself. Now, if there were certain guidelines that say, okay, we have an organization of artists, and this is how much we're going to charge. You may not have a Lavaman catalog, or you may not have a Wasway's catalog, but you have enough songs that if they ask you to perform, and when you ask how long am I expected to perform for, and they're telling you the same time as the other artist, 15, 20, 30 minutes, then you need to find out, okay, how much is this person charging? Do some groundwork, do your homework, and start pricing yourself, valuing yourself to suit. But you can't always blame promoters if you are the artist and they need you. A promoter can't put on a show and go on stage, you know. And if all man want to say, listen, partners, thanks for considering me, but hold your $5. Hold your $5. I good over here. When you're prepared to pay 20, check me. A lot of the times y'all just take anything you get. It's like y'all don't understand your worth. And that goes across the board. You have to know your worth, and that is why managers are important. Even if you have one song, your job is to let your manager negotiate. And if they call you behind the scene and say, hey, I talk to your manager and give me a price, what you could do for me, still refer them back to your manager. They're the one dealing with it. If you choose to call your manager and say, okay, let me negotiate, refer them back to your manager. You shouldn't be the one managing yourself, booking yourself. To me, that is what's causing the problem. But so yes, we're asking for more local, but and more Grenadian and more this and more that. But we have to put in the work to get the standard that is required, because there's no way you're going to offer a Voice of $500. A Voice would ask you if you're crazy. He would ask you if you're mad, if you're unwell, if you need your head checked. But a man will tell you $5 and you're taking it with a smile just to be on a stage. Know your worth. Good morning.
Can I bring another point to this discussion?
Mm-hmm.
A few months ago, a young man sent me a song via email. And he said to me, I want this song on the radio station. This song is a bad tune. When I listened to the song, I sent back a message to the young man and I said, listen, your intentions are absolutely admirable. But the musical content and the structure and the arranging of this song, it needs a lot of work to be done. The mix is poor. So wherever you did the mix, you need to go back to them and ask them to do some more work on it. Or let me see how I can help you. So here's what I did. I took it on my own and I called a top-class producer in Grenada. I wouldn't call his name. And all he said to me, Jason, tell him send the files. Email the files to me. And I did that. The gentleman was prepared to do it for free. Listen to me carefully. For free. To remix the song, to mix it over, to give him a night. I'm talking about a producer that does do work for Skinny Fabulous and them in Grenada. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, don't watch that, man. That good soul. You play. Well, it didn't play on power yet. I don't think it will. I'm saying that to make the point to say the local artist must also now view this thing as their business. And when I say business, I don't mean business when carnival time comes around. If you're going to view this thing as your business, view it as your business, and your livelihood depends on it. Take a page from the Killer. Take a page from the Vaughn. Take a page from Inspector. Take a page from these people and view this as your profession and treat it with
I was
respect.
asking if it's a business or it's a charity. Which one is it?
You understand? Because you cannot go and ask somebody to pay you $500 to perform when you're producing $50 music. It's not going to work. Right? Because you see, let me tell you something. The fact of the matter is, in places like Trinidad and Barbados and Jamaica, you have ish hitting the fan whole day, you know. But the good things stick. And it's only what stick is what they push so that it could be a good representation of them meaning the country. Therefore, all the people who are involved in the production of music and singing and soca and whatnot, they have to take an introspective look at themselves and say, listen, if I were, would I play this? I worked in Trinidad for a number of years on radio, at the top radio station in Trinidad and Tobago, and my program director would get CDs with music from Grenada and other countries, and by the time he put it in and listen to it, he just throw it in a box. Because the intention good, the music, but the mix bad, you know, good. And that is how we suffer. So this thing is not just what SMC may have alluded to this year. There's a bigger picture to this thing, and that is the reason why I said initially, this is a conversation that we need to have between August and April so that we can get it right between April and August.
All right, boss. I thank you.
CARICOM single market and economy. Heads of government sitting down every year meeting. We have to be careful what we say, how we say it. It is not about us alone.
Got you. Thanks so much. So, my point again is, from the time frame that was given as well, when I look at it really and truly, do we have a lot of artists, like foreign artists, performing around the time frame that was given? And two, do you guys think there will be some sort of backlash? Because this has been shared. I had this sent to me like 5 times from people who are not even like Grenadians. I even saw Voice sharing it in a story yesterday. So it's like making the wrongs, and it's a talking points, it's in group chats, it's a topic of conversation amongst promoters outside of Grenada. And because you know they say bad news, whatever the intentions are, good, bad, it always travels fast. So it is a talking point. It's definitely a talking point out there. So we, as usual, morning. Hello?
Yeah, Ronald.
Hey.
Yeah, I just wanted to make that point quick. Sorry for calling back. You know, I don't normally do that. And this is serious, and I'm talking from a senior artist point of view. A lot of the local artists have to step up the game. Even though you have a good song, you have to step up the game. They have to step up the game. 2 examples, and that has hurt me. You can want to reach in a venue and whole night the MC on stage balling, Inspector come backstage, Boise come backstage, Terra come backstage. People who pay the money to come to hear that. Right? That and a lot of the younger artists have to up the game. When people come to a show, they come to see something different. You cannot go on a stage anyhow with your pants below your bam bam and drinks in your hand, and every 2 seconds you're pulling up. That's a turn off. If they don't like your song, they have to like your outfit. And a lot of artists are lacking that. It's true we just have some more and better treatment and more money, but we have to make people want to see you. Recently, for the past 3 years, I don't know who talked to Lava Man, but every time Lava Man appear, making you want to see him.
Mr. Suit,
besides mashing up the show. me and Jello very close. And I see Jello used to go in the stadium. I say, Jello, even though you have a jeans pants and a jersey, put a nice blazer over it. People, if they want to see you in tongue every day, regular walking the street, they don't see you. I mean, but you cannot go in the stadium looking like you have to present yourself. So I just called to say that. I just forget to mention it. We're asking for more and betterment. Nothing wrong with that.
I made the point earlier on as well. Your appearance is part of the package.
You have to present yourself. You have to present yourself. You can't go on stage anyhow. And then what I hate again, I go repeat it whole night MC while this one report backstage. Before I leave, I MC the Grenada Day last year in Toronto, and they don't book me already, and I tell them I ain't coming on MC no show, and whole night I have to say I'll shot this report backstage. We have to get away from that win 2024. All Shatneys report backstage, and all artists report backstage. Your job is to be backstage. We have to get away from that.
We have to get it together.
Money. Yes, man. So I must stop chat. Nothing wrong with giving us more. I go one
but you have
more.
To work
all of us things are better. But then we have to up with game too. We have to up with game.
Yes,
if the song don't nice, let the people love the outfit.
I like that. I got
Thank
you. When you see Lero touchdown, Lero and them does go by. What is the band name in Trinidad that does make them expensive suit? What your name again? You was here some time ago doing some promotions. Oh gosh. What's the man name? What am I telling you? The man Vaughn, he make Vaughn suit couple times as well too. Can't remember his name. But yeah, you ever see Lero and them on a stage scraps up? They are making joke. No Zaman. Ecliffe. Mr. Ecliffe. Mr. Ecliffe. They go on stage in one suit for one show with Mr. Ecliffe. And Ecliffe suit on them and cheap. It's not cheap. Customized to suit your body. Customized to suit your body. Sewn to suit your body. For 1 and 2 shows. I mean, you may not have Ecliffe and voice and lyrical kind of, but you have to start somewhere. Means started on you, Sheen had nice thicker shirt. Nice thicker shirt. You might wear it once, but you're sure you're getting a nice thicker suit. A nice thicker matching short pants and shirt on Sheen. But make an effort. Make it worth people's time. Anywho's, I wish you guys all the best. The conversation continues. That is just my 2 pence halfpenny on it. I hope it works out well. Like I said, the intention, the road to heaven is held is paved with good intention. I hope it works out. And we wouldn't have any adverse reactions or price don't I so. I know so much to be said about the topic, I know, but we just don't have the time. But we'll continue. You just see how big of yourself. I think we'll continue next week, God's will, alright? And look at it from a different angle. But for all, I hope it works out. Really hope it works out and we would not see any Alia, have a nice to body. I don't know about that. Me doesn't watch them. Have a good one. I'll see you guys next week. God's will, same time, same place. Thanks for powering up. Alright? And thank you so much to Beacon Insurance and Western Union for making it possible as well. And everybody, thanks for the calls and for making your contribution. Alrighty? I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, we'll bring you back. We gotta come back again.